And all new at 5, a major organized crime bust. 23 people under arrest now accused of stealing guns and cash.
Today, police revealed 4 organized crime groups are wreaking havoc.
From aggravated robbery to kidnapping, burglary, and more. Let's take a look at this. New pictures from court documents in this case. These are a few of the people who have been charged. And investigators say the money, tens of thousands of dollars, is all stolen.
FBI, open up!
Welcome to this episode of Chattin with Staxx. I'm your host, Bill Staxx, and today I got Robert McNeece.
So
Why, he knew about it?
yeah, he was the only one that knew how I did it. So there was no other way that anyone else knew. And so I got no beef with him over it. With Sammy over that.
So he told on you for doing this billboard.
Straight up told on me.
What?
Straight up told on me on that. Yep. And he convinced the twins that I was going to tell on them. You know, that I did it for them, you know. And they never got in any trouble for it. You know, I mean, I never mentioned I denied everything. You know, fuck them.
That's crazy.
But yeah.
That goes to show you the amount of depravity that Sammy Gravano has. That goes to show you.
And you know what? See, I knew Sammy was a piece of shit because I gave him a figure that was wrong, right? I gave him a price that I paid for it, and I did it intentionally to see if it would get back to anybody and if it would get back to me. And lo and behold, in the written report, it had that price in there. And that's the only person I told. And yes, I mean he piece.
So you gave him a certain amount that it cost,
right?
But it was wrong,
right?
And Sammy knew this.
See how quick he'd open his mouth and it'd get back to me. I didn't think it would be, you know.
Walk me through when they come and grab you. When they come and try to grab you because of the situation. Walk me through what happened. Do you remember?
Yeah. Oh, I remember. Yeah, they locked the jail down. Came to my cell, cuffed me, and took me up to the hole. Yeah, that was it.
And what? They start questioning you, and that's how you find out Sammy.
They questioned me. Questioned me about some visiting room antics that I was doing. You know, just a bunch of shit that, you know, just they were throwing the kitchen sink at me. You know, then I got shipped from there. I got shipped out
because of that.
Because of that, yeah. Because of Sammy.
Wow.
I was yelling down there, and then I was talking big shit about Sammy. You know, but you know he's telling the P&J, oh, you guys better be ready because he's going to give you guys up and you're going to be in the hole right up there with him. You know, and this is all coming back to me, right? And I'm thinking, man, that Sammy is a backstabbing fucking piece of shit dirtbag.
And none of that ever happened. What ended up happening? You end up getting shipped.
Yeah, I got a Series 100, which was the most severe shot or written report you could get. I got found guilty and I got shipped. And they never gotten any, you know. And
you have to spend time in SEG for that at the
I think I did 90 days.
Oh man, that's a long time.
Yeah, that's a long time. But yeah, that's just, you know, it's my own fault. I mean, even I knew Sammy was a piece of shit. You know, I mean, he just reeks of shit. You know, just a piece of shit. And P&J, they were, as far as their intelligence, they run circles around Sammy. You know, they'd have to dumb down when they talk to him. You know, because they want Sammy to, you know.
You have to talk like a child, to be honest.
Yeah, Sammy's their hero. You know, that's what Sammy wants to think. You know, like he's their Superman, and just feed them so much full of garbage. Yeah, it's just
let's check out what else Sammy has to say about these guys.
I told him, bro, you can't make your wife come in like that. You're sitting down with all crooks and gangsters and shit. They're looking at that. Lo and behold, a Puerto Rican guy got in touch with his brother, told him to come in, told him what kind of car she had, what she looked like, everything. Matter of fact, the brother saw her on a visit too. So what they were going to do is when she pulled out, they would follow her, crash into her like an accident, right? A little bit. Get out like they're gonna show it, and then rob her. Take the rings, take her jewelry, take her money, take everything. They got caught in this plot. It didn't happen. Thank God. But I told him, I said, see, you gotta come in here, let her go rent a fucking Volkswagen or something, a beat up one, an old one to come in. Don't flash in here.
He outed himself for creating that plot. I believe there was another video where he said, if I was going to do something like that, that's what I would do. Do you remember that video?
Sure,
yeah,
no, he
was
talked
his
about
plot.
that. He talked about that with me. So I
He
know
did?
that was him. Yeah, that was him 100%. I mean, that wasn't, of course that was him.
Wow.
Yeah.
So he was plotting on robbing his cellmate's girlfriend.
Of course. Yeah, it's, and like I said, listen, they would have been real fucked up if Vivian would have showed up in a Volkswagen. That would have perked the Fed's ears up. They'd have thought something was going on because there's a change of her lifestyle.
Yeah.
She was just living her life normal. She wasn't about flashing. She was just being herself.
And Sammy couldn't handle it.
No, Sam couldn't handle it. They were offended. Sammy was offended, thinking that they thought that they were better than he was, or But you know what?
They are.
What it is.
They are better than him.
This is what I think it is. And is that them two women? P&J's wives were both. Those are sweet. They're real sweet girls, right?
Yeah. And
they're real nice and polite, just like they are. I mean, it's funny how nice they are. But I think they're, like Jay's wife. She's a street girl, right? I mean, she was like, I think she was married to or was boyfriend with the leader of the Latin Kings, and I mean, she was a down chick, so she knew what was going on in life, Yeah. And I think that they picked up on Sammy and his fucking bullshit, and was starting to tell P&J, you should, stay away from that dude and shit like that. And, they would be talking about it, and it would offend Sammy, So now he was targeting them girls now,
Wow.
I mean, Sammy's a devious motherfucker.
Yeah, he is.
I mean, he would rob his own mother if he could get $2 out of him. He's a sick son of a bitch.
Let's see what else he got going on.
And one time I was with my daughter. My daughter, I hope she's listening to this. She was on a visit with me, and he owed me some money. And I made him tell his wife to bring down $800. It was for artwork.
$800. It was for artwork that he never did.
That he never did, exactly. That was how he would get his money in. He would give them paintings
from other people. There were other people's paintings. Wow.
Yeah.
So he was bugging them for $800.
Right. Yep.
Broke boy Sammy the Bull.
Yeah. Yeah, he was something else. This was before that daughter, had that TV show or the TV show was out, but she wasn't making no money.
Yeah.
And the whole family was broke.
Bring down $800 and give it to my daughter when they leave the visit. So I told my daughter, who wanted to leave early, I said, no, you can't leave early. When that visit's over, you go in the parking lot. I forgot her name. She's gonna come, she's gonna give you an envelope. It's money for me. They owe me. So stay here until you can collect that.
They owe me.
She says, okay, Dad. She stayed. So he's asking her, they're not that far from us. And he's asking her, did you bring the money? Oh no, I forgot. And I'm saying, fucking forgot. I made my daughter stay a lot longer than she wanted to stay. And I'm steaming a little bit. And then she turns around, she tells him, why do you have to give these peasants money? My daughter heard peasants.
Because Sammy was. Why do you got to give this indigent underboss $800? And he's and he's pissed off about $800.
See, the thing, see, that's the whole point. That's the whole point is those girls, they give anybody $800.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If they felt that someone was sincere or someone was in need of something,
Yeah.
they would give it to them and wouldn't even say anything about it. But I'm telling you, they're smart and they knew Sammy's game. They were hip to it. P&J, they was blind, you know. But then girls, they was hip to it and they were tired of bringing money down there for this piece of shit. You know, I'm telling you, that's exactly how it went down. I mean, yeah, it's just a straight fucking dirt, and they were calling him out on it. You know, them girls, you know, he's a fucking scumbag.
Yeah.
So he was a peasant, you know. Yeah,
These peasants. No, yet the Gravano family are despicable people. All of them. The daughter, all of them. The son, they are trashy trailer park of the mafia. They really are.
Is this fucking cunt talking about me? Peasants, I'll break her fucking face. I grabbed her by her arm. My daughter's a tiger. I said, sit the fuck down. We're in a visiting room with guards and everything. You hit this fucking girl. I'm gonna hit him. There'll be a revolution in this room. You'll never come back on a visit, and I'm gonna be in the hole.
Yeah, Sammy's gonna hit him. Who do you think would have won that fight?
Probably Sammy. It depends. Who was it? Was it P or J?
I don't know.
P is like the brains and J is like the muscle. But they're both 5'2".
Sammy's 5 foot nothing.
Right.
Right.
Sammy towers over him.
Oh, he does. I think Sammy's 5'4", right?
Yeah, I don't know. But no, they whooped Sammy's ass. You know, if it came down to it.
He said, "I'll hit them, and then it's a big melee. The revolution will break out." Yeah. Right.
So what? Whatever she called us, don't worry about it. She's a jerk off. And my daughter shut down, but she was biting on her lip. She was growling. She wanted to get at this woman. Then I told him on the inside, I said, bro, I tell your wife, bro, I'm no fucking peasant. My daughter's not a peasant. We're not peasants. You're a fucking peasant. You just got money because you're a drug dealer. But to me, you're a fucking peasant. You and your fucking scumbag wife. All you's got is money because of drugs, but you's a peasant, bro.
Wow.
And that argument stopped, so I did time with them. I'm very friendly with the other one, not the guy P, the other one. And even P, I mean, he set me up for a fall.
Oh, he set him up for a fall. Let's hear what you got to say.
To get moved. I did 8 months in the hole because of him. It was a phony fall. They said that I was in touch with Chapo and I reached out to people to kill him, his brother, their wives, and their children. And the government came down on me like a fucking hammer.
Good. Scumbag, they should have. No one believes that you would be in touch with Chapo. You're the biggest rat in the world. You're gonna go crawl in a hole.
But you know what though, Bill? Sammy is sitting in that cell, right? Sitting in that cell, and he's thinking in his brain, how can I make money off of these dudes? How can I capitalize on this? Okay, let me get somebody in touch with the Mexicans and let them know, you know. I'm telling you, that's how he thinks. Even though these kids have been taking care of him for a couple of years now, you know, feeding them, you know. I mean, they're not just that $800 was chump change. I mean, I know where they give them 10,000, 5,000, you know. So, I mean, he doesn't think about that. He had nothing. He didn't have no visits. He had squat, and they helped, and they didn't ask for anything from him. You know what I mean? Play a little chess and hang out a little bit. That was about it. They didn't ask for nothing from him, but he's so fucking stupid and he's so greedy that he couldn't think of be thankful for the blessings that he's had. You know, he just, greed, and it backfired on him, and then he lost his money. You know, fucking idiot. You know.
All right, let's go back to the Chapo twin, or not the Chapo, Let's go back to the Flores twins and check out what they got to say about Sammy.
He says it with a smiling face, all my little savage nieces.
You know, and then, you know, we'd get into something that I'd be upset, you know, and he would, you know, try to, you know, push my buttons a little bit and tell me things about, you know, the cartel stuff and how they ain't shit. And I used to be like, whatever, Sammy, you know? And, I mean, it's just weird. Like, he wasn't as mature as you think he would be for being like a almost 70-year-old man. You know, it's like, it's weird. But Sammy's full of shit for the most part. And I don't have no problem telling him that because, you know, I took care of him. I made sure he ate. I made sure he was good. And, you know, out of the kindness of my heart, just because, you know, I see him as an older man, I would think about my dad being in prison. And, you know, and there was definitely times where plenty of people were going to beat the shit out of him, you know? And, you know, just because he was an older man, they would leave him alone, you know?
Jay, you got anything on Sammy the Bull?
Sammy. I feel bad, you know, hearing my brother talk like that. To hear my brother just, you know, I understand his sentiment, you know, to speak to him, you know, speak about him like that. I get it too, you know, Sammy being Sammy, anyone who knows him, he's just who he is. And, you know, I respect him as, you know, an older person. You know, I think we're all flawed in some type of way, and he has his, you know, quirks and, you know, and his wrongs for sure. Yeah, he taught us how to play chess. You know, I had a relationship with him, with his daughter Karen, and stuff like that. And you know, I just, you know, he's a lot older now, and I think that, you know, as you get older, people start, you know, kind of losing it a little bit. And you know, I guess it's just gonna be another story, right? That's gonna be told about our life that, you know, that just go
and
crazy,
this time
right?
two separate ones, because the relationship that you have with him and the relationship that Pete had with him is, you know, complete two different things.
Yeah, and I'm sure he's, like I said, everyone has the right to their opinion. I'm not trying to change their mind. I'm not saying, like, you know, there's probably things that I did that he didn't like he didn't like, you know, certain people, like, you know, gravitating towards us, or having, you know, like that they respected us a little bit more than they did him, you know.
That's the truth, right? The people in there respected them more than they respected Sammy.
Yeah. See, you see how nice these kids are?
Yeah.
Sammy did these kids dirty. I mean, you know, blatantly dirty, you know?
Yeah.
And they knew it. You know, they read into it after a few years. They knew what was going on. And they still, you see, they're you know, they're not trying to knock him. You know, they say you respect him as an older man, and, you know, because, you know, and that's how they're true. That's who they are. You know, I mean, I don't know how they became such big drug dealers with, you know.
Well, they say that he is a piece of garbage.
Well, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, no, yeah. But it's just, you know,
they're respectful about it.
They're respectful about it for everyone.
I'm not. I don't need to be.
Yeah, me either. Oh, I just fuck.
Sammy is the lowest of the low, and I will always be. Even after he's dead, I will do a jig on his grave.
Yeah, he's 8 months in the fucking hole, and finally,
What
he's
did
just
you say?
a dirtbag.
He really is.
I mean, he's just. I mean, I have no respect for him whatsoever. He did me wrong. Everybody that tried to help him, right, he did wrong. Every single one. He did him. At the end of the day, he tried to fuck him. You know, because
look at the paintings. He put his own name on other people's paintings.
Yeah,
tried to make him as his own. That died down, huh?
Yeah. Well, you notice he don't do that no more.
No, that died out real quick. You're not a painter no more, huh?
Well, no. Now he has someone from in the prison. He says he starts it and then mails it into him. Now, what prison allows you to do that?
He is an idiot, man.
Yeah, he's a fucking goof.
Some of them admitted that it was a fucking fake, because as soon as he made that fake, they locked me down and they moved him to where he wanted to go, which was closer to his wife. So that's all it was about.
So all they needed was the allegation?
That's all they needed. Matter of fact, my lawyer got in touch with my lawyer. They had a prosecutor from They come from Chicago. From Chicago, they had the Interior Investigative Team was there. DEA was there at the meeting with me and my lawyer. And we had this meeting. And I'll tell you, the head of the prison security, he got a turn to talk. And he said, I investigated this. And it looks like Sammy and him had an argument. And this whole fucking thing is bullshit. And he's never reached out to Chapo. He doesn't know him. There's no communication between him and Chapo. They don't even know each other. This is bullshit. The DEA agent said to the prosecutor, Chicago prosecutor who was handling them, I'm embarrassed to be here, Sammy. I've investigated it as well. I mean, I'm actually embarrassed to be here. And then he shut her up. All right.
I don't believe that.
And then he told my lawyer, listen, we're not going to press charges against you. We're not going to indict you.
I think they told Sammy that he's an embarrassment.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah,
with this
and,
little scheme he tried to pull. Yeah.
He didn't tell. He forgot to mention that the Flores brothers paid for that lawyer.
Did they?
Oh yeah. They got him this lawyer from New York to help him on an appeal.
Wow.
I'm telling you, they looked out for him, and then, but not just him. They looked out for everybody. If there was somebody in need, they'd look out for him.
Yeah.
It's just Sammy abused it.
They seem like genuine guys. I can tell from their demeanor.
They are. You should get them on there to interview them.
I can try.
Yeah,
if you're watching, let's work together. I'll interview you and talk about your life. I got a different show. My show is outside of the realm of a lot of people on YouTube, and the big networks are starting to notice. Have you seen lately? Yeah.
Yeah, they're starting to notice. But yeah, they might see your show. I don't know if they do or not.
I'll reach out. I'll try to make that happen. Let's check out the rest of this Scrammy Gavano. Scammy.
But if they get hurt, you'll see us again. I said, listen, I would like you to suck my dick on your way out.
Yeah.
How about that?
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck about your threats.
You think he said that to the prosecutor?
Hey,
I highly doubt it.
Hey, I've seen him when he's getting got pot for having some stolen food out of the kitchen or something like that. He gets all shaken and gets all humble, acting like an old man. And I'm sorry, boss, but that was Billy Bob over there. He got it for me. I didn't know I wasn't supposed to have it. He's a dry snitching motherfucker, boy. He was horrible.
The switch up game is real, huh, Sammy?
Oh my God, it's fucking yeah. He's scared to death of them law enforcement.
Yeah.
So
man, he should spend the rest of his days in prison. I think.
He should.
He should. Maybe he will. You never know.
He should spend the rest of his day in a one room and just get beat up like twice a day or something.
Yeah, call him out, whoop his ass, send him back in.
Yeah.
Pour salt on his wounds. Be a good deal. Rest in peace to Alan Kaiser.
Threaten me. You heard from the people who investigated, your own investigators. I told you that nothing happened. It was a bullshit argument, and he used that to get to move him. He fucking played you. And you want to threaten me? Go fuck yourself. I'm in the whole 8 months for nothing.
Okay, so listen. I just caught him in a lie, right? He just said that the prosecutor came in there and said, we're sorry, Sammy. It's an embarrassment for us to be here. But if he gets hurt, it's on you. Why would he say that?
Yeah,
if he knows that all of these threats are bullshit, why would he say that?
Listen, the FBI, the feds are like this. They're going to know everything before they go in that room and talk to you.
Yeah.
And they're not giving up anything. They're not going to say, we believe you, Sammy, not them. They're not saying any of that shit. They asking questions and they're leaving. They're not giving no answers to nobody.
He said the prosecutor is telling him that.
Yeah, that's bullshit.
Yeah, if he gets hurt, it's on you. But he came in there and apologized to you about this situation.
Yeah, that's so much bullshit.
Sammy doesn't know when to tell the truth ever. I think he's got a telling the truth problem.
He does have a telling the truth problem. I mean, I don't know how anybody that he took the stand against is in prison. I mean, just by his conduct in these podcasts that he has, the multitude of lies that he's told, it shows blatantly that he's a pathetic liar or a pathological liar. And guys should be able to get out of jail because of that. I mean, you don't just become a pathological liar. You know, you are one. You know.
Is there still people in prison because of Sammy?
Sure. Yeah,
there is, right?
Oh yeah, yeah. That's why a bunch of people give them life sentences.
Yeah, I should see if there's any around still that Sammy put away and see if we could reach out to him.
Yeah, I'm telling you, he's a dirtbag.
And he left. And a week after that, the warden came in, grabbed the unit manager, said, get him out of the fucking hole and put him back in the unit. The unit manager said, well, one of the guys who verified that it was a witness against Sammy is still in the unit. So I interrupted right away. I said, warden, that don't bother me. I'm not going to do nothing to him. But if he's afraid, move him. Why am I going to stay in the hole because of him? I won't hurt him. But I'm not staying in the fucking hole. I did nothing. Yeah, now I'm going to stay in the hole. This guy wants me to stay in the hole because...
Now you're going to tell the warden, I'm not staying in the hole for nothing. So what are you going to do? What are you going to do, Sammy?
So this is the deal. This is how it is a policy. This is a policy statement that's out there. Where Sammy was at, the warden didn't run shit. The United States Justice Department ran it. It was a separate entity. The warden had jack shit to do with it. If that prosecutor, so the prosecutor was in charge of Sammy. Whatever the prosecutor wanted, that's what happened. The prosecutor called down there to the unit manager and say, put Sammy in the hole. Okay, no questions asked. He's going to the hole. They call the next day and say, let Sammy out. No question, they let him out. So the only way that warden's going to come over there and say, let him out of the hole, is if that prosecutor called him and said, let him out of the hole. That's the only way.
And they're not going to have this conversation in front of Sammy about,
the
witnesses in the unit still.
Yeah,
so right there, they let the cat out of the bag. There's a witness in the unit. Thanks for that information.
He's just trying to juice that little story up, and it's all bullshit, I mean, they're not going to break
warden.
They're not going to break their rules and regulations for him.
No.
Threat to him, then move him. If he's afraid of me, let him move him. The warden turned around to the unit manager and says, go talk to the guy. If he wants to be moved, move him. And get him out of the fucking hole. And that's what happened. The guy reached out to me. I don't want to say his name. I'm in touch with him now, believe it or not. And when I got out, he came over to me right away, apologized. He said, Pete, the kid there, gave him some money, and he verified that I was threatening that I would kill. I knew Chapo, and he was lying. He then admitted to the prison that he was lying. So I said, all right, you did what you had to do, and you got money.
So you're friends with the guy that admitted that he was lying about you wanting to kill the twins?
He's full of shit.
Total bullshit. So this guy is an eyewitness, right? About Sammy wanting to kill the twins, and he writes a false police report and all that, and they don't charge him. They don't put him in SAG or nothing, right? Nothing happens to the guy.
Yeah.
Okay, Sammy, we believe you.
That guy. Sammy's somebody. He was seeing the guy came to him. The guy didn't do shit. There ain't no guy. Sammy's the guy.
I'm friends with him to this day, he says.
Yeah.
Produce his name, Sammy, you liar.
Yeah, he's a piece of
shit. Me and you, it's completely over. There's no beefs. There's no problems, and You can leave or you can stay. I don't give a fuck. I'm just happy to get the fuck out of the hole, get back in population, play a little ball, see the fucking sun a little bit. So you can stay or you can leave. You do what you want, but there's no threat from me. I won't hurt you. And yeah, I did time with them.
Okay, let me give you some quick shout outs, or you give quick shout outs.
I got a shout out for you. Fuck you, Sammy, you piece of shit. We got a whole bunch of content on the way. So is there anything else you want to tell me about Sammy Gravano?
No, I think it's pretty well out there. That people realize that he's a dirtbag, and I just feel sorry for these cult followers of his that they need. Hopefully, one day they'll wake up and see the real Sammy and get as far away from him as possible, because they'll only lead him down a bad path.
Were you ever locked up with the Gemini twins?